Every day's a battle that no one understands. Every night is torture, sleep's a distant land. The fears and stresses creep and crawl like grubs burrowing in my head. I'm in a never-ending fall. I want to run, my feet are lead. There's too much quiet, too much to hear, too much darkness, the light is never near. Words have become meaningless, their concepts have no reference. So I sat here motionless with the thoughts in my head. This poem only touches on the mindful numbness associated with mental illness. Anxiety is pure hell if you let it control you. Some people have no choice but seek treatment or suffer. This is Marilyn's story through the eyes of strangers. Marilyn Carter had told her husband she needed professional help with her anxiety and a sleeping problem she had. She decided to seek help, but that help was not in Overland Park, where she lived with her husband and 3 children. The treatment facility wasn't even in Kansas, the state that she resided in. She felt she needed to be in familiar surroundings, so she was going home to Alabama to a treatment center where she used to be a chaplain. The trip was planned at the last minute, according to a brother-in-law. She decided to make her traveling plans around 6:30 p.m. that day. She had first decided to fly and bought a plane ticket, but when she woke from her nap, she decided to drive the 11-hour drive to Birmingham. She left her home in Kansas around 8:30 p.m., which is very odd. Very disturbing that she purchased a plane ticket, then took a nap, and after waking up announces she's going to drive, especially when having mental health issues. Reports state that she was last seen leaving her home around 8:15 p.m. on August 1st. She checked in Quality Inn, West Plains, Missouri, in the early morning hours at 3:40 a.m. It took her 7.5 hours to drive a 4.5-hour trip. Where was she for 3 hours? Then she left the motel in West Plains, Missouri at approximately 6 o'clock a.m. after only being there for approximately 2.5 hours. Her phone pinged in West Memphis at 8 p.m. that evening. That's 14 hours to drive for only a 3-hour drive. Where was she for 11 hours? Her last ping location was on August 2nd near the Mississippi River Bridge in West Memphis, Arkansas, near a walking trail. What's really concerning is what she told family members when she last talked to them on the phone. She told them that she was driving on a dirt path on a track. It sounded like she was lost and somewhat very confused. Was her mental illness much worse than the family has indicated? Multiple police departments across 3 states, along with the FBI, worked together trying to find her. No one knew how familiar she was with Mississippi or if she had ever been there before. Marlene's husband drove down to Memphis to the area to search. After that Sunday, her phone stopped pinging and there was no activity on any credit cards. The family was hoping someone had seen her. They wanted to know if she was safe. Finding her would mean making the whole family whole again. It would mean getting a mom back to her 3 kids and helping her get counseling. That's what she desperately wanted. Volunteers used sonar boats and conducted sonar scans in the Mississippi River. In nearby Daucus Lake was also searched with sonar boats by volunteers. There was an unconfirmed tip that stated someone matching Marlene's description asked a person for gas money at a gas station because her credit card was not working. Her cards and accounts were working fine at the time she was asking for money. Why were they not working at the particular gas station, or was she wanting to use cash so she would not be tracked by credit card purchases? Marlene is 2008 graduate of Beeson Divinity School at Samford University in Birmingham, which is affiliated with the Southern Baptist Convention. Her husband currently serves as the pastor of a Baptist church, and Marlene's upbringing and education were in a Baptist context. There's information circulating that Marlene's recently converted to Catholicism, although this has not been confirmed by her family. Her name appears in the bulletin of St. Michael the Archangel Church in Leawood. On June 20th, 2020, the church held a New Believers Communion, and Marlene Carter is listed as one of the people participating in the rite of Christian initiation. The church also posted information about her being missing on their Facebook page. This makes you wonder why she decided to convert and if this has caused problems in her marriage or family. It's been over 2 weeks since she left her Kansas home, and unfortunately, we have had current updates since we started this podcast, and they have been released as follows. The Crittenden County Sheriff's Department said a body believed to be a missing Kansas woman was found in a vehicle Tuesday. The vehicle with the remains inside were found inside a shipping container in a field off from Interstate 55 in eastern Arkansas. A credit card with Marlene Carter's name was found in the vehicle, they said. According to the sheriff's office, it was an uncle who initially found the shipping container. They said Marlene's family arrived in the Memphis area over the weekend to search for her, and everyone returned home except for her uncle. Tuesday morning, he was driving and walking around the area where her phone was last pinged. He stumbled upon 3 big containers in a field, and the door on one of them was ajar just a little bit, authorities had said. He looked inside and found a vehicle matching the description of her vehicle. He also found a body inside the car before calling the county sheriff's department. The sheriff's office stated that they did not feel any foul play was involved. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Marlene's family and especially her children. Before we end, I have a couple things to say. Please be vigilant of family members and friends with mental health issues. Some hide their mental illnesses, such as depression, very well. There are numerous resources online that can help spot the symptoms of depression. The administrators of the Missing Truth are sending prayers and healing love energy out to Marlene and her family. May peace be with you, especially her precious little boys and her little sister. Have a good night.